Hey guys, I'm Avil back again with another video. This time let's compare the cameras of these two devices, this Moto G73 and this iQOO Z7. This iQOO Z7 comes with 64 megapixel primary sensor with OIS support and 2 megapixel depth sensor. On the front it has 16 megapixel selfie shooter. The Moto G73 comes with a better combination on the back, I would say, because it has 50 megapixel primary sensor and 8 megapixel ultra wide. On the front it has same 16 megapixel selfie shooter. So now let's compare the samples and we'll see that which one is doing better. So we'll start with the video samples first, and after that we'll be checking on the image samples. So let's get started. But before that, if you're new to my channel, then do hit the subscribe button if you have not already done it, and those who have done it already, a big thank you to all of you guys. So let's get started.
So first of all, let's start with the front cameras. Both can record up to 1080p 30 fps videos. Now let's walk faster to check the stabilization. I'm not using any gimbal and even not any microphone, so you can check the stabilization as well as the the sound capture. Okay, now you can check the dynamic range. According to me, both are doing a decent job here. Okay, let's check the quick movements here. Yeah, you let me know that which one is doing better. You can check the color shifts as well as the dynamic range here. Yeah, here you can check it. Now let's walk faster again to check the stabilization, and you can see that both are okay, not that great. I'll be switching the sound as well so that you can check the sound comparison actually. How good are they? Okay, so you can see that the dynamic range is okay, not that great, but actually both are doing a decent job. So what do you think about it? Let me in the comments. Now let's check on the rear cameras. Now these are from the rear cameras. This iQOO Z7 can record up to 4K 30 fps video, whereas this G73 can record up to only 1080p 60 fps. So to get a better idea, I have capped the quality at 1080p 60 fps on both. As this iQOO Z7 comes with OIS, you can see the difference. It is quite evident here. This G73 is struggling in stabilizing the movement, and you can see that it is a bit jerkier. Yeah. Now let's check on the focus first, and we'll see that this is the Moto G73, and you can see that it is actually struggling, although this the object is actually moving because it is quite windy here. Now let's do the same thing on this iQOO Z7, but you can see that it is actually doing a great job here. Yeah, yes, although this the flowers, they are actually moving because of wind, but you can see that this Moto G73 is actually struggling here. Okay, but I found that if you record at 30 fps, it does a better job. But here you can see that this iQOO Z7 is doing a fantastic job here. It is quite fast when it comes to autofocusing. Again, this Moto G73, let's wait. Yeah, it is actually struggling to focus. Yeah, okay, now let's walk faster, and you can see that it is quite evident that this iQOO Z7 is doing a better job here. And let's check the quick shifts. Here again you can see that this iQOO Z7 is doing a better job. Again, you can see the difference. Yeah, you can also check the sound capture because I'm not using any external mic. Yeah, you can check the dynamic range as well. Now let's check the focus again. This is the G73. Yes, it is actually struggling. So if you yes, now this is the iQOO Z7. It is doing a good job here. Okay, so in terms of autofocus, G73 is actually struggling. Okay, now you can see that again. Yes, you can see that the focusing issue is there on G73 if you record at 1080p 60 fps. Now let's walk faster, so you can see that this iQOO Z7 is actually doing a better job here. So what do you think about it? Let me in the comments. Now here is the dynamic range again. I can check that. Yeah, so what do you think about it? Let me in the comments. Now let's check on the still images. before we check on the still images, let's do one thing. I'm recording this video at 30 fps 1080p. Now let's see that whether this Moto G73 does a better job here. Okay, you can see that yes, it is better than before. So yes, the focus shunting issue is not there if you are recording at 1080p 30 fps, but still it is not that fast. Now this is the iQOO Z7. You can see that it is doing a really good job, even if the the flower is actually moving because it is quite windy here. So yes, if you're recording at 60 fps, then this Moto G73 will struggle in terms of focusing. Yeah, but in 30 fps it is doing a good job here. You can see that. But this iQOO Z7 has no problem, whether it is 60 fps or 30 fps.
Next, the still images. First of all, let's start with some indoor selfies. Both of these front cameras, they are not that consistent when it comes to capturing light and producing overall detailing, but most of the times I've found that G73 produces sharper looking images with better details. This Z7 is actually better in terms of producing the color. If you check these photos, you can see that the actual background color is reproduced better in the photos from Z7 compared to G73. If you go outside, here again you can see that G73 has better looking image with sharper looking details, and it can also handle the exposure better. You can see that Z7 is struggling here too much. And overall dynamic range, both are almost same. There is no significant difference, but to some extent I can tell you that G73 is the winner when it comes to selfie shooter. So what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments, but I liked the G73 one. Things change if you take portrait shots with bokeh effect. Here you can see that these were taken under complete artificial lighting, and the front cameras, if you compare, the Z7 has done a better job here with better bokeh effect, better edge detection and better detailing as well compared to G73. And if you take rear portraits, here again you can see that Z7 has done a better job. Particularly, I'm really impressed with the overall color reproduction of Z7. Plus, these are actually ready for your social media share. Okay, you don't have to edit even if you take non-human objects, because Z7 can focus better. As a result, you have better looking portrait shots from the Z7 camera. Okay, so I can say that in terms of portrait shots, Z7 is the winner. Here again you can see that. So what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. The wide-angle lens of Moto G73 can be used as macro lens, and you can see that makes a difference. You can move closer to the objects and it can capture good looking details, and overall color reproduction is also looking good. So here I can say that it is actually practically usable, this wide-angle lens of Moto G73, which is not possible in case of Z7. Here are a few more samples from the wide-angle camera of G73. You can actually use it. The overall dynamic range, it is actually looking good. It can capture details as well. Not that great, but it is actually usable. And instead of giving us those macro lens or depth sensor, I believe that the camera setup should have wide-angle, because sometimes we can use it in practical life as well. So I believe that it is actually a good addition, and this is missing on Z7. If we compare the HDR shots, then you will see that the photos from G73 looks a bit washed out, whereas the photos from the Z7 has better colors, and the dynamic range is also looking a bit better. It is not a significant difference, but you will see that it is looking better. The overall image quality looks better, in the images from Z7. So I can say that in HDR shots, Z7 is the winner. So finally, let's compare the night photography. Both of these front cameras can capture good looking images if there is enough light, but if it is darker, then you can see that clearly this Z7 is doing better, because the noise reduction is far better than the G73 images. Here again you can see this. Yeah, so the G73 is actually really terrible when it comes to reducing the noise. And even if you check the rear photos, here again you can see that it simply brightens the image. As a result, too much of noise is visible in the images. You can see it again, and the Z7 is actually doing a better job. It is also not that great, but if you compare, then it is better. Here again you can see that the G73 has simply brightened the image, whereas Z7 has a better image processing when it comes to night photography. So according to me, when it comes to night photography, Z7 is the clear winner. So guys, I believe that after checking on the samples, you've got a good idea about the cameras of these two devices, and you let me know that which one will you pick, whether this Moto G73 or this iQOO Z7. Personally, I'll go for this iQOO Z7 because video recording has been my priority always. Now you let me know that which one will you pick and the reasons for that as well. And if it has helped you to decide, then do let me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And for more videos, do share your thoughts in the comments. So till the next video guys, cheers.